happy anniversary, 65 years of rocking around the Christmas tree, Brenda.
I can't believe it.
So 19...
I really, truly can't.
You've literally been singing this song now almost your entire life.
Almost.
1958, Johnny Marks, the guy who wrote Rudolph, actually, wrote Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree while he was trying to relax at the beach, but some teenagers were blasting Elvis music, and he was like, oh, maybe there's a Christmas song in this.
Yeah.
You were just 12 years old when you recorded this song?
Yes.
What were your first impressions? Do you remember what your first impressions are when you first saw the song, when you first read through the lyrics?
Well, I loved the song because it was a rockin' song. You know, it was happy. It was Christmassy. I loved the lyrics. And then I met the writer and I loved him. So I had the A-Team, which we called our group of musicians, in the Quonset hut on 16th Avenue South. I had Owen Bradley at the controls. I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot better.
Yeah, Hank Garland played on this song originally. He also played on the original recording of Jingle Bell Rock, I think.
Yes, he did.
Back then.
All the A-Team played on it.
Absolutely legendary players. Did you have a Christmas tree set up in the recording studio when you sang the vocals?
Owen did, yeah. He sure did. I was shocked.
And I read that did they actually correct, because again, you're probably recording this song in like the middle of summer?
Yeah, it wouldn't have been cold.
It wouldn't have been cold. Did they? I read that they turned the temperature all the way down in the studio as well, just to kind of create and set that Christmas vibe to get everybody feeling those Christmas feelings.
Oh, they did, and they had a big Christmas tree too.
And you're just you're recording this song in the middle of the night. You're just 12 years old. At some point, you must have thought, like, what have I found myself in the middle of here? This is crazy.
I've always loved music. All the guys on the session were like my big brothers. Owen Bradley was just a treat. So talented, such a genius. Just everybody. The Anita Kerr singers, Brenton Banks and the strings, and even Ed that worked in the studio and let everybody in. I just loved them all. It was like old home week when we'd have a session.
So one of the fascinating things to me when we kind of retrace the history of these legendary Christmas songs is to kind of rediscover the context and the time in which they first came out. Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree is one of the most popular, most well-known Christmas songs ever, but it didn't start out as an instant hit when it first came out in 1958.
It did not. And I think we all were, I don't know that we were disappointed. We all knew it was a good song, and we certainly wasn't ashamed of that. But I had somebody call me, and they said, Brenda, there's a new movie out, and it's called Home Alone, and your song is all over it. I said, which song? And they said, Rockin'. That was the start of it.
So Macaulay Culkin's Home Alone really kind of pushed it into the upper stratosphere. You're being a little too hard on yourself, I think. It did start to chart a little more after your song I'm Sorry topped the Billboard Hot 100 in 1968. So there was, or in 1960 rather. So there was some airplay in those intervening 35 years or so. But it's funny that these songs that we think of being the biggest of all time, some of them have long and windy trips to get to that legendary status. Yeah. When did you first see Home Alone and see your song play such a large role in that movie?
Well, I went right down. They said, now you've got to see Home Alone. So I did. I went to see it. I saw it and I thought, oh my goodness. I wasn't thinking of it being a hit. I was just so thrilled that it was in that movie and that they had used it the way they did, and took such good care of it. I was very thrilled.
So they don't give you the heads up on that in advance or anything like that. That's news to you. As you say, you got a call from your friend tipping you off that this plays a huge part in this huge new movie.
No, they don't. They don't. I don't think they tell the singers. They'll tell the writers or the publishers, mainly the publishers, because that's who they go through.
Right. I don't think anybody has ever gone back and made a video for a song that they recorded 65 years ago, which is exactly what you've just done by making the first ever video for Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. What was that like to do?
That was so fun. So fun. I was with my friends. I was with people I loved. I was with people that respected the song and what it stood for. And it was a lot of fun. I was very honored.
Trisha Yearwood is in the video. Tanya Tucker is in the video. Any behind the scenes shenanigans to share during the filming of that video?
Always with Tanya. Always. But we won't go there.
Well, I mean, we could, just for a little.
Oh, we could. Tanya would be here.
Do you get curious to hear other people's versions of the song? Because it's one of those songs that countless people have recorded over the years. Do you get curious to hear what other people do with your song?
You know, I'm one of those artists that I can't have favorite singers, because I have learned, sometimes good, sometimes bad. If I have a favorite singer and I really like them, I wind up unknowingly sounding like them.
Really?
So I cannot do it. I can't do it.
So you don't listen to other, if you hear that somebody huge, Taylor Swift, records Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, you're not going to listen to that. You just you can't listen to hear what other people do with it.
I say a little prayer. Thank you for doing that. Johnny Marks will love you, but no, I won't.
Johnny Marks again, the original.
I will listen to Little Richard. I'll listen to Fats Domino. I'll listen to Chuck Berry. I'll listen to Etta James. I'll listen to all my faves, but no. I won't do it with most females. I won't do it. No, I think we all do that unknowingly. If we really like somebody and we listen back, sometimes we say, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
So you mentioned Johnny Marks, who, as we mentioned off the top, is the original writer of the song. You two became quite good friends over the years.
Very close. Very close.
And so, again, you were 12 years old when you first recorded Rockin' Around the Christmas. You don't sound like you're 12 years old on the original recording at all. What made them, because I think Johnny was pretty instrumental in choosing you, what led him and the publishers to you to record that song 65 years ago?
You know, I never asked him that. I did ask him how he got the inspiration to write it, but I never asked him how he chose it. But I know that the publisher, Al Gallico, whom Johnny knew, was very close with Owen Bradley. And I think that's where I got the song. But I loved it at first play. I loved it.
Has anybody ever, do you find yourself in places, in situations, and people just start singing your song to you?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they'll just come up and say, okay, give us a verse of Rockin'. And I will.
Really? On demand, just anywhere, anytime you...
Well, honey, they made it what it is. I guess I can sing it.
Well, now I feel, Brenda, I have to ask you.
Okay.
Can you do a verse of Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree?
Rockin' around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop.
Brenda Lee, 65 years of Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. Thanks for joining us on Behind the Christmas Hits. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day. Take good care.
Merry Christmas.
Woohoo!